So, welcome back. My name is Lindsay, and today we are gonna do a process video of me making some cups. So I have these cups. These are what I'm gonna attempt to remake, but better. So I did these probably last fall, and I'll show. I actually think these are really cute. I love, this is my favorite one. So we have a ghost, a pumpkin, a little leaf, and a bat, which I don't really like very much, but that's okay. And my mom's birthday is in about a month, and she really liked these cups, and she has requested in the past for me to make her some cups like this, so we're gonna try and do that in time for her birthday. These are, I don't know if you guys can tell, but they're clearly not all the same size. This one is much wider than this one. So the first thing that I think I'm gonna do is measure this one, because this is the size that I like the best, and then we're gonna try and guess how much clay we need for that size. So this is obviously fired, which means it's already shrunk. So I'm gonna measure this with a normal ruler, and then I'm gonna use the shrink ruler while I'm throwing to get a rough size of what it should be like when it's thrown, if that makes sense. So let me get a ruler. This is about 3 inches tall and 3¼ inches in diameter, I would say. So I think that's pretty good. I wouldn't be mad if it was maybe a little bit taller than this. I don't know, but I guess we'll aim for around 3 inches. Sounds good. Do I know how much clay I need for that? No, but we're just gonna guess. I have not decided what little icons I'm gonna put on them. I think the ghost is really cute, and I like the pumpkin and the leaf. I can't really decide on what the fourth thing should be. I was considering an apple, but I feel like an apple on its own is not fall enough. I want something that's you look at it and it feels like the crispy autumn air, you know? So I don't know, I like the leaf. Honestly, I think I wouldn't do both of them orange. I think I would do the leaf either red or yellow. But then if I do an apple, I just feel like the bright kind of apple red is too bright for this color palette. But what else can I don't know. I think once I throw the bases, we're gonna do some sketching and coloring to see if we can come up with a nice set of 4 that I like. So let's prep our clay. Okay, so we're using the speckled clay, which is what I used on the original set. I'm a little worried that this is too hard, but we'll see. I'm thinking, I don't know, 300 grams, maybe a little over 300 to be safe. I'm really bad at estimating this, and I need to probably start writing it down, but I don't know, because I always am like, oh, I should write it down, but then it's like never exactly right. So how am I supposed to write it? I guess I should note that, probably. Okay. This is... Okay. I want them to be actually like as close to identical as possible, which I've never really done before, at least not successfully. That's way too much. See, my problem is always that when it's like this, it doesn't look like I always think it looks like too little, but then I throw it and it's too big. So we're just gonna go with what I said originally. Like, even this is too much. This is like 400. 328? Should I do like 325 maybe? That's 300. Okay. 325. That's what we're gonna try. I already know this is gonna be so hard to center because it's like firm. But let's just try and soften it. I think maybe I should throw 6, and that way I can pick out the 4 that look the most alike. Like, this looks... I think it's gonna be right. Even though it looks small, I think I can get the size I want out of that. Maybe I should spray it a little. I swear to God, this camera battery dies in like 20 minutes. So we might have to go back to filming on my phone because that is not ideal. I guess you don't really need to watch me do all of this part. Okay, so we have our 6 things here. I just spray them with water so they can like soften a little bit. Also, I'm bending down because I'm too lazy to like raise the tripod for this few seconds that I just want to show something. So in the last video, I showed this mug that I had underglazed, and the, I feel really awkward now doing this. The handle broke off, but I sanded it down and I fired it anyways, and I think it came out really cute, but I had to redo it because I told someone I would give them this. So it's actually supposed to be a set, but I don't know why I just did one that first time. So once I posted that one, my other friend like asked me for one too, so now I actually have 3 to show. This is the only one that's been bisque fired. This is a little painter pigeon, a mommy pigeon with their little tiny baby, and a pigeon eating a pretzel. I don't really have a good like brown or even tan color, so I'm not sure how those parts are gonna turn out. I had to like mix it blind basically, but we'll see. And then this is kind of my redo of the first one. We have coffee, reading a book, and eating a bagel. I switched out this one from the previous one because then on here I added a gardening pigeon. She has some vegetables in her basket. A soccer pigeon. I hate this soccer ball. I think I'm gonna redo it. Don't look at it. It's so embarrassing. And a knitting pigeon. So I think those are really cute. These 2 that are not fired, I I'm gonna try and do a blue, like a light blue background, but I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that yet. I have latex resist, and then I'm either gonna paint it or airbrush it. We will see. So yeah, let's throw. I'm using the bat system, which I wouldn't normally do for pieces that are as small, but since I want them to be like exactly the same or as close as possible, I am gonna use it just so I don't warp them or anything. So I need, is that good? Oh yeah, see, that goes in so much better. Okay, let's wet this a little. Oh, I forgot to check the shrinkage. It's somewhere between 12 and 14. I think I'm gonna use the 14 side, 14%, because I'd rather they be a little big than small. Well, we'll see how much I can get out of these little balls, but. Normally when I throw or like do anything, I have a video or like a TV show playing in the background, but I feel like lately I've been just feeling like I should stop doing that for some reason, because I always have on like some background noise videos while I'm working during the day, and I just feel like it's a lot to like literally have some sound be occurring at like all times of the day. And when I think about like sitting in silence and doing something, it kind of like makes me uncomfortable. Like I don't want to do it, which makes me feel like I should do it, you know? Like I need to just sit in that like kind of uncomfortable feeling and get used to it, because I do feel like it's probably better to just be focused on what you're doing and like, I don't know, I want to be able to like feel good about making things without needing to like watch a TV show. Obviously it helps if I'm talking, which I am doing right now, but still. These are a little tricky to center because they're so small. I feel like one of the things that's tricky for me about making things the same height is that the foot needs to be like pretty much the same height, and it's hard to tell how much clay you have on the bottom. Okay, so right after I said that my camera battery is gonna die, it literally died. And I finished throwing the first one. I'm gonna measure it. It is about 3 inches on the top. I think the lesson I learned from this one was that I should have opened it wider. I should have opened it fully to 3 or even a little past 3. I'm gonna wire this. But actually I didn't even measure how tall it is either. Oh, it's short. Wait. Okay, it's like 2.5. I don't love that. Okay, actually, 2.5 is fine. Because I feel like with this amount of clay, that was as much as I could pull it up. So that's that. Okay. Actually, let me check to make sure that I'm in the video. Now that we got the first one out of the way, I'm ready to lock in. Let's look up. I've been watching a lot of like not really vlogs, I don't know what to call it, like videos where people are drawing or making things and just chatting, and it's kind of really nice background noise for like working, body doubling type of thing. So I feel like that's what a lot of this video is gonna be. That's not gonna stick. Why is this so... I feel like I need to keep these a little wet. So, what if I score it? No, I don't know. You don't want it to like slide, like you don't want it to be... What the heck? Okay, is that gonna work? This piece feels quite hard. I'm gonna just like let it marinate. Anyways, yeah, I feel like I have been very stressed lately just because I've had just a lot of work to do and a lot of stuff that like I don't really have like that good of a grasp on at work. So it's like a lot of pressure kind of to like learn and get everything right. And yeah, I don't know. I've just felt like I've been trying to do too much lately. I don't know why. Like, and I was away, so that was like, I don't know, it's always kind of tough for me to not be here and be able to like work on things that I want to work on. And yeah, I've been like, I don't know, just feeling very stressed and tired, and I feel like I'm not sleeping well. And also I think have started like really aggressively grinding my teeth at night because I wake up and like my jaw hurts, like it's like sore. So that's fun. But I do feel like I got things a little more under control this week, which is why I'm able to do this now. And it's Friday night, I forget if I said that, but yeah, so it's the weekend and I have a few plans and things I need to do, but overall I can spend some time just working on pottery, which is ultimately what I want to do. But it's very hard for me to make time during the week when I feel like I should be working, you know? Like, I'm not really that type of like crazy person that works super late all the time, but when I have a lot of stuff to do, I do feel like I kind of have to just like work, and it's hard to make time for things like this. But okay, I've been feeling really in the autumn mood this week, even though it was quite literally the middle of the summer. But I don't know, I'm ready for fall. And today was the first day in a while that there was a little bit of like cool breeze and not just like disgusting heat and humidity. So I'm really feeling it. I honestly want to watch a Halloween movie tonight, but we'll see. Also, like, for some reason my wrists have been hurting today, which is not good for pottery, but I think it's probably because I've been at my desk so much. I always get like pains, probably because I'm slouched like all day. I realized that I really like mumble to myself a lot when I'm making these videos, so I'm trying to stop doing that less, but I don't know, it's just like a habit, I guess. And I don't really talk to myself when I'm alone, I don't think, but for some reason, when I'm recording and talking, I just like am not audible sometimes. Oh my god, this does not look good. Okay, no, it's fine. It'll be fine. You start going out. Okay. They're definitely going to be a little smaller than the original set. But now I know, like 325 grams gets me this size. So I guess that's useful information. I imagine these are like espresso cups, so they don't have to be huge. That's what I use mine for anyways. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. That is not 3 inches. It is not. Shit. Okay, I think it's fine. I think I can get it there. Maybe. Sometimes I see like crazy videos of people like fixing mistakes on the wheel, like they'll like gash holes in it and then fix it while they're throwing. Oh, that's insane to me. Anyways, I feel like it's like a cool trick to be able to fix pieces that have like absurd gashes in them and stuff, but personally, I'd rather just start over, I think. Like, I feel like it's honestly a good lesson to know when to give up on something and just try again. This is incredibly thin, I feel like. I don't think I can like alter it much more. Oh, fuck. That is not big enough. Is it too tall? That's the other thing. It is taller. It's too thin. I can't even do much else. Ew, I hate that shape though. Like, I don't want that flare at the top. Oh my goodness. Let me just fuck it up more. Okay, good enough. I'm not touching it. Thought it was gonna be taller than the first one, but I don't think it's that much taller. I do think I left too much in the base on this one. I think I could have done thinner on the bottom. Let's see. So, anyways, the market, if I get in, it would be, I think it's Thanksgiving weekend, but like the Saturday and Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. So I would have a good amount of time because obviously right now it's July, but the problem is that the application is actually opened, I think, until September. So they said you would, I think they said I would find out September 4th, and that's not that much time. Oh my god. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is start prepping as if I am gonna do it. Like, if I decide before I know that I'm getting in that I would do it if I get accepted, then I think I need to start prepping like next month, August, because September to November does not sound like enough time to me. I mean, actually, I guess it is, because it's at the end of November. But still, I feel like I'm gonna start maybe trying to make things, like maybe just some mug bodies and like mini vases, because the mini vases were a big hit last time, and I also think they're just really cute, and if I don't get in, then maybe that will give me a reason to like actually set up an online shop to sell these things, or I can just always keep it and apply it to other markets. Like, it's fine to just have some extra stuff ready. But yeah, it is at the end of November basically, and when I think about what I would want to make, I have no idea, except for the mini vases. Because last time it was like in spring, it was Mother's Day weekend, I did like kind of a very spring color palette with like flowers and that type of thing. And this is more of like a late fall, early winter kind of time. So I feel like it needs to be, one, things that can be good holiday gifts, and two, maybe more of like a fall. And I guess at that point, people probably won't be looking to buy that much fall stuff, but I love fall, so we're probably gonna do some fall things, even though it'll be a little late for it. But yeah, besides like a vague sense of vibes, I have no ideas for what I want to make. But hopefully getting back on the wheel and starting to work on some more stuff will get me inspired, and we'll see. I could do cups like this. It's just like, I have to also think about the fact that every additional step that's not just like a cup or a bowl shape is a lot of extra time per piece. So like, even just doing mugs, like attaching all of those handles is a lot of work. So if I want to do mugs, like I don't want every piece that I need to make to be something complicated. I think I would definitely do some small cups again, maybe. The way I'm like, I would definitely maybe do this. But yeah, like I like doing the pumpkin jars. There's some behind me, but those are a lot of work. Like even these cups that I'm doing now, they're gonna have stuff sculpted on the outside, so like that's kind of a good amount of time. So I need to think of like what I want to do, and then try and like balance and not take on too much that's like too complicated. One thing that I could do that's pretty simple is like spoon rests, or maybe like little plates. That sounds kind of boring though. I think small vases, like bud vases, also are pretty easy and they're cute. I imagine getting some more flowers. Maybe I could dry my own flowers, because last time I had a couple of tiny dried flower bouquets that I put in the mini vases, and people asked me like if they could have them. I think I did end up giving them away, but people seem to really like that, like just having, I don't know, a little accessory to show how to like help people imagine using the product, you know? Where the hell, sorry, it's like so hard for me to like focus on what I'm saying and on this, but it's kind of good in a way. I feel like it's good multitasking. Anyways, oh, I know what I was gonna say. I want to get better at sculpture, and related to this, I really want to start drawing more. I feel like I loved to draw when I was a kid, and I still draw occasionally, but one, I just feel like it's cool to be able to like draw whatever you want, like to have that skill of like being able to pick up a new medium or draw something that you've never tried to draw before, and like have the fundamental like skills to do that decently well. I feel like it allows you to, I don't know, kind of play with your medium more, because you have like this basic understanding of like color and form and all these things. And so I want to do some studies like drawing different things, and I also feel like if I improve my skills in terms of like being able to break something down into its more basic shapes, then that might help with like being able to sculpt things. Obviously it's like much different to do it in 3D, but I don't know, I feel like understanding like how to make a drawing look 3D is like, I feel like those skills are useful for sculpting, maybe to like understand what basic shapes you need to start with. I mean, I don't know because I haven't really sculpted yet or done the drawing practice yet, but that's what I imagine to be true. These are all like very thin walls. This one might be a little too wally. Okay, I think this is pretty good actually. That's better. Ish. Okay. I feel like the first three are probably the most similar, the ones in the back. But I think with these, I'll be able to get 4 that are close enough, I hope. It's a little after 4 p.m. on Sunday, and I have dinner plans at 6. So I'm gonna just trim these, and then I probably will not attach the little things on the outside, and I'll just try and keep these wet enough that I can do it later. One, because I don't know what I'm putting on them yet, and 2, because I don't think I'll have time to like do all that right now. The rims are quite thin, which I'm a little worried about in terms of like getting it to stay on the wheel and not warp. I don't know if that's like gonna stay. Yesterday, I went golfing in the afternoon, and we went at like 3:40, but we still played a full round, which was like 5 hours, and then it was just really late, and I did get a good amount done during the day. I forget what I did. I think I just underglazed those pigeon mugs. Oh yeah, I put like a latex resist over the pigeons that are gonna be on a blue background, and then I started underglazing the background like a light blue, but then I ran out of my light blue underglaze, so I ordered a new one. This is like low-key rusting. Is that bad? Someone tell me if I should like try and do something about that. Anyways, yeah, I put like this latex resist that you can peel off over the pigeons. I'm hoping it does not peel up the underglaze, but I would be pretty surprised if it did. And then I started doing the background, but only one of them is done. Now I'm a little nervous that they won't match, so I'm probably gonna have to go over it a bit because I did like, one, the blue was already very watery for some reason, and two, I did like mix some white in, and now I'm just gonna have to kind of guess like how to match that color. So probably whatever color I mix, I'll do a coat of that on the one that I already did anyways, just to try and get them to be more similar. I think for these, I don't want it to go in too much at the bottom, maybe a little curve, but I want it to be mostly just straight edged. And I'm just basically taking out the inside and leaving a bit of a foot on the outer edge of the bottom. I do feel like trimming is the easiest part for me lately. I feel like when I started out, I always felt like I would ruin a piece when I tried to trim it, but I feel like once you know what you're doing, it doesn't get that much more complicated. Like a foot is gonna be a foot, whereas with throwing you can kind of, I don't know, there's always more complex things to try and throw. And like, yeah, some people trim in like super sharp angles and stuff, but in general, I think the trimming is kind of the least, I don't know, I guess it's kind of the most static part, most like do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't really get more complex. And once you know how to trim, I feel like you're set for the trimming. That sounds stupid. Also, the first part of this video was, I think, over an hour long, and it's not really interesting. I mean, I don't think any of this is gonna be that interesting. I might not even like post this, I don't know. I guess if you're watching it, you'll know that I posted it. Oh, I'm getting some chattering on the bottom. It's fine. Just compress it. No, I don't like that. Why does it look like that? But I'm definitely gonna have to cut something out because even for a video that's intended to be watch this while you work, background noise kind of thing, I feel like over an hour is still too long. Usually I don't see videos longer than roughly an hour, but I don't know, maybe people are down for that. I'm honestly down for that because when I'm working, I'll just put on the longest video I can find. But I suspect that there is a reason that not that many people have videos longer than an hour, and probably it's that people don't watch them or watch the whole thing. So we will see. I think that's pretty good. I like to do a little metal rib on the outside to kind of like burnish it in a sense. But you have to be careful with these because they can really just take a chunk out of the piece if you let it cut into it. So I kind of like try and press like here, not the edge. I need to stamp. I'm a little worried that because they're so thin in the walls that adding the little icon things on the side is going to make it look visually unbalanced. Because if this is thin, oh my god, I just need to like stop. If this is thin and then there's a chunky little thing on the side, it might have a kind of visual weight that doesn't work very well. So I'm gonna try and do the little side pieces not super chunky, and just, I think it should really basically be the same thickness as a wall, just, you know, on the outside. Today I've been thinking about Spookly the Square Pumpkin. Does anyone remember him? It was like a children's book, but there was also a song and maybe a like video. I'm not sure, but I remember the song and I've been thinking about it today. I don't know if this is gonna stay. Anyways, I don't really like scary movies, but I love Coraline, and I love, I don't know, just something, a slightly spooky fall vibe. I love a fall vibe no matter what. But I feel like a lot of movies that are considered Halloween movies I probably haven't seen, because if they're scary, that's like not the vibe I want. I want fun and cute Halloween. Or a little spooky but like cozy. I don't know. You know when just photos of fall are edited with a nice kind of orangey filter and it just looks so crisp and cozy? That's what I want. I can't wait to wear sweaters. It's so humid and hot out in the summer here, and the thought of it being cool and crispy and breezy enough to wear a sweater is just incredibly exciting, even though that's not gonna happen yet for a while. But I'm ready. I think some of these are wobbly. Ah, I knew the rims were gonna be a problem. It's also, I think, they might have dried a little too much. Like, should I put the water here? I don't really have slip. Well, I guess I do. I feel like slip holds it a little better. Sometimes it just has to be good enough. I'm going for Ethiopian food tonight, which I actually don't think I've had in DC at all, but there's supposed to be a lot of good Ethiopian food in DC, and I'm going to a place that my cousin, like my mom's cousin, I don't know relations, but my relative, she really likes, and we're going there. So I'm excited because it's supposed to be really good. It's hard to tell how thick it is. I try to make the bottoms thin, but really they're not that thin. I'm really trying to work on speaking with more thought and intention. I watched the first part of me throwing these cups and I realized that I say like so often, it's actually painful to listen to. And now I'm really trying not to say it, and it is a bit difficult. So we need to work on that, because I can't even listen to myself when I do that. Yay. I just did my rewatch of Over the Garden Wall, which I love. And I will probably watch it again before it is even fall. Or I'll watch it when it actually gets to be fall. But that's just the aesthetic that I really like. The animation and just the color palette even. It's just very aesthetically pleasing to me. The other thing that I really want to do, I guess this could be, well, okay, let me just say, you know when you have too many thoughts that occur at one time and you don't know which one to say? Anyways, I have a few coloring books from Bobby Goods and I think Uncomfy, and they are more fall winter theme illustrations and coloring pages. So I would love to have a nice cozy coloring night. But then my second thought was that it could be coloring and a movie. And is this centered? I literally do not know. I feel like it's good enough. Doesn't that sound so cute? A little fall Halloween movie and coloring night, and obviously snacks, popcorn, cookies, whatever the frick I want. That would be so cute. And I like to make it cold in my apartment, especially when it's hot outside, but kind of in general. So it's honestly always the temperature in here that I can wear a sweater or something and just be super cozy. And the other thing I like to do for fall activity is painting pumpkins. I'm not really a pumpkin carving kind of girl, mostly because I don't think I could deal with doing that in my apartment, but a pumpkin painting is much easier and it's very fun. And I also feel like pumpkins have been lasting a long time lately. I don't know if that's a new thing, but I feel like it is, because I recall in previous years pumpkins getting mushy pretty fast, but the past few years I've had pumpkins. I'm pretty sure I still have one from last year and it's just solid, and that seems really weird. How does it not get old? But anyways, I feel like especially if you paint it, it just like lasts forever. Not actually forever, but a long time. And it's just fun, cute, decorative. I'm the type of person that every time I go to the grocery store in the fall, I come back with a little pumpkin. Maybe not every single time, but honestly way too often. And then I end up with so many pumpkins and fall decorations. Ugh, I also love a fall candle scent. Oh my god, everything about it. It's just perfect. I love an apple scent, or like pine. I guess that's a little more wintry, but cinnamon, all of the above. And that looks fine. Where's my rib? That one was pretty quick. Okay, I like that. I do feel like I should have used a bit more clay. There's a chance that I decide to redo these, even though I was just saying how I need to chill with like being a perfectionist about things. What's funny is I actually never thought that that was me, but I realized recently that it is. Like, but it really stems from wanting to give people things that I think are good. Like, it's not really that I need it to be perfect for myself. It's more that if it's a gift or someone asked for something, I want it to be the best that I could do for them. But anyways, if I redid these cups, I think I would do 15 to 20 grams more clay, because I would want them, one, to have slightly thicker walls, and two, to be a little bit taller. So I think maybe instead of 325, I would do 345. Let's see how that goes. I don't know. I mean, there's always like someone else I could give these to, or I don't know. It wouldn't be wasted if I did it again. The only problem is that I need to be ready in time for my mom's birthday, which is in less than a month. So I don't think I'm gonna have time to redo it. But I don't know. I think it's understandable, especially like there's plenty of things that I gave my parents when I was first starting out that now I look at it and I'm like, oh, I could do so much better than that. But you know, for the time, it's pretty good. It's whatever. So it doesn't have to be perfect because you're always improving anyways, you know? I don't know if that makes sense, but to me, it kind of helps just to think about the fact that no matter what, I'm always going to be able to make it better eventually. And so it doesn't need to be the absolute best, most perfect thing I can do right now, because that's going to pass anyways. You know? I'm enjoying this. I've been reading this book. It's called Stolen Focus. There's some subheading to that, but I forget what it is. About like, you know, why our attention span is decreased so much, and kind of like how to think deeply about things again. And it's very interesting. And I already kind of want to like run away from society. Not seriously, but a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, it honestly just makes me want to really throw my phone in the ocean. But I do feel like my general disgust towards like a lot of social media and just like ads and everything has made it pretty easy for me to not be on my phone that much lately, because okay, should we try and tap center? I can't do it. I don't know. Anyways, I don't feel like I have a problem of being super addicted to my phone lately, because I'm kind of grossed out by it all. But I do feel like I have the problem of my attention span being severely limited. And I feel like it's very hard for me to start working on things that are more intimidating and complex. Like, one of the things that is talked about in the book is how when we are exposed to so much more volume of information, we kind of move on to each thing quicker, and we go much less in depth into any one thing. And that I feel like I really feel the effects of that, like the lack of ability to go really deep into something. it is hard. And, it's not really our own fault. It's not even just because of social media. I think it's accelerated a lot by social media because we're exposed to so much information at once. But for most of history, we've been kind of trending towards, more information being told to us at once. Like, even when we first started having, newspapers or fax machines or emails, that was like a large increase from before. And now with social media and Twitter and everything, we see a lot of stuff every day, and it's too much, and we don't know how to go really in depth into anything, and that freaks me out a lot. But I do not use Twitter anymore. I was a early-ish Twitter user, but I have not had Twitter for, I think, since it became X, really. And the thing is, I feel like I was scared to do that at one point. Like, I thought I would miss out on so much, or, not know about things, but I don't think it has negatively impacted my life at all. I think it has positively impacted my life to not be on there. Okay, another good book that I read recently is Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, which is about a bunch of different video games getting made and kind of the different ways in which it's super hard and stressful. But it's pretty cool to see kind of, I don't know, just all the different things that need to come together in order to make a video game. Honestly, I feel like video games are kind of the most ambitious creative undertaking that one can do, because you don't only need art or music or any one thing. You need art and music and animation and a story and a game mechanic and just all of these components that need to come together and work well together. And it's really fascinating, just like thinking about it and thinking about what works and doesn't work for different games, and also the amount of time that people put in. It's years, usually a lot of years, and when you think about working on something for that long, it's obviously going to become kind of difficult to understand if what you're making is really fun, because ultimately a game has to be fun. People need to want to play it. But when you're so deep into it, it's like, I imagine, very difficult to discern what decisions are correct, or, what's the right thing to do, or what's more fun or interesting to the player. And yeah, I don't know, there's just so many factors. It's really fascinating to me. I got a little mic. I feel really silly holding this. Should I clip it on? I need to attach a clip if I want that, I think. Anyways, tell me if this is better. I've had struggles with my camera. Even though the audio is good on the camera, it dies so quickly, so I just can't record me throwing for an hour. It'll die after 20 minutes probably. So I'm recording on my phone. I have this thing now. I don't know if that's better. It also has a different top that's not fuzzy. I don't know which one is for what, but this is what came on it. So this is what we're trying. Let me know how it sounds, I guess. This is future me. I just finished editing the footage of me throwing and trimming, and it took a really long time. Not the editing, but just the throwing and the trimming, so the video is really long already. So I think I'm gonna have to do it in two parts. I already did the sculpting and I glazed them, but I actually forgot to record that part. So I'm gonna have this, what you just saw, I guess, and then I'm gonna do another video that's basically just me sculpting the little things on the outside, and I'll show the finished results there. Right now, they're still waiting to be glaze fired, so I don't know how they turned out yet. Um, but I'll obviously show them in the next video when I have them done. I just wanted to get this video out because I feel like it's been a while since the last one, and I am leaving for Denver later today just to for a little vacation. We're going for a long weekend, gonna see concert at Red Rocks, which I'm super excited about. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to get this first half out, and sorry that it's split in two, and I don't know. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I honestly don't think I liked it that much. Watching it back, it's like I'm just rambling for an hour straight. So I don't know if that's enjoyable, but hopefully it can be good background noise if you're working on something, or I don't know, for whatever you want, I guess. Um, yeah. So that's all for this video. I will hopefully get the next one out next week.